Hi, I'm Dr. Matt Price and I'm a clinical psychologist and the clinical lead for the Little Minds Matter Bradford Infant Mental Health Service. We support babies and parents from conception to their child's second birthday. Today I want to talk to you about caring for a baby who is crying. And we know that caring for a crying baby is really challenging at the best of times, but doing so at a time of lockdown due to coronavirus can feel particularly challenging. So why is caring for a crying baby quite so distressing for us as adults? Well, the science is really clear about that, actually. We know that when a baby cries, it activates the emotional centre within the brain, and that tells us that something is wrong and we need to do something to help that baby, to meet that baby's needs. So we have evolved a brain that is hardwired to spot a crying baby and to be motivated to do something differently. So why do babies cry? Babies cry to communicate a need. They cry to tell us something. And what they're trying to tell us isn't that they're angry with us as their parents or that they're upset with us, but that there's something that they need from us. The first thing to check out for is whether their basic needs have been met. So are they hungry, tired, hot or cold, or do they have a nappy that needs to be changed? Once you've checked those basic needs, then there are some soothing strategies that you can start to think about. So talking to your baby in a soft, gentle and slow voice. Repetition is really important, so rocking back and forth in the same way and perhaps saying the same words over and again. Singing to your baby and holding them close. These are all the sorts of soothing strategies that you should try when you've got a baby that is still crying in spite of having their basic needs met. Of course, all of this is easier said than done, and sometimes your baby may still cry in spite of your best efforts. If that's the case, remember that you don't always need to fix your baby's cries. Sometimes it's enough for you to just be with them in their distress. Now that'll be really difficult for you because, like we spoke about already, the emotional centre in your brain will be activated and you may be finding that challenging. So trying to take a deep breath to calm yourself and be there to calm your baby is really important. You don't always need to fix your baby's cries. And if you were to think about what that would mean for us as adults, if you just wanted to call your friend and rant about a bad day that you've had, and they were constantly trying to fix your problems, that might actually be quite frustrating. Sometimes all we need is a consistent, safe person to listen to us when we're upset. Your baby will learn that you want to be there and you're trying to help them, even if you can't take those tears away. And that's a really important lesson for babies to learn. Now, you might notice as you're trying to comfort your baby and you've tried lots of different things and they're still crying, you might notice having some really difficult thoughts, perhaps that your baby doesn't like you or that you're not a good enough parent. These are really common thoughts to have when you've tried so hard to care for a crying baby. But just remember that those thoughts aren't facts and you don't have to believe them. And remind yourself that you're doing everything you can just by being with your baby as they're upset. Now, lots of parents, once they've tried for so long to calm their baby, start to feel angry or frustrated. Again, that's a really normal emotional response to a really hard task of caring for a crying baby. If you notice that feeling is starting to get really, really quite strong, then the advice is to put your baby in a safe place and walk away and take some time for yourself until you're able to go back into that room and check on your baby. You might want to use that break as an opportunity to call somebody that can be with your feelings and help you to calm down, or to put the kettle on and get some fresh air. Remembering to go back to your baby and check on how they're doing as soon as you can and as soon as you feel ready to do that. Remember that although feeling angry and frustrated is okay, when you're feeling those things, it's not okay to shout or to shake your baby. No baby is ever calmed down by being shouted at, and shaking your baby can cause serious physical harm or even death. So it's really important that if you're feeling really angry and frustrated, you take that time to look after yourself. This might be made more difficult because of social distancing and not having as many friends or family around. But remember that you're not on your own. You can contact your health visitor or GP if you're struggling with caring for a crying baby and you need that extra support. I hope that these advice and top tips have been helpful for you, and I wish you all the best in caring for a crying baby.